It was a packed house at the stadium that day, and the New York Yankees were beating the Minnesota Twins 9-3. There was an exciting feeling when Todd Frazier swung. The ball went straight to the crowd. It only took seconds to land, but the results of the landing will haunt those who were at the game forever. Todd Frazier is such a good baseball player that he's earned the name the Todd Father, according to his family. Todd has loved playing baseball from a very young age. The stardom started back in 1998 when he became the star player of his Little League baseball team, just 12 years old. That was the start of a great career. The love for the sport didn't die in high school for him. He went on to Rutgers University in New Jersey and continued to develop his athleticism. He was making headhunters crazy with his incredible skills, and that's why he ended up joining the Rutgers Scarlet Knights college baseball team. This was the first step on his journey to major leagues. We all know Frazier because he's currently playing with the New York Mets, but he's played for several other teams before joining the Mets. For example, he played with the Chicago White Sox, the Cincinnati Reds, and the New York Yankees. While playing with them, he had an experience that left all the stadium silent at once. It was a special day, September 20th, 2017, and the New York Yankees were sweeping the floor with the Minnesota Twins in their own home. The fans were excited entirely with the incredible score of 9-3. Local fans were the wildest, rooting for their team and sharing hugs and cheers with the strangers. On top of all the excitement, it was time for Frazier to bat, and the crowd just went bananas. It's always exciting to see your idol at work, especially when you're sitting close to the action. But that feeling changed very quickly as soon as Frazier swung at the incoming ball. Frazier was ready, and the ball approached. He swung the bat, and the ball arrowed away across the field. It was ruled as a foul, but the outcome was just the same. He'd rotated the ball at a speed of 105 miles per hour, and it was heading straight into his loving fans. It was so fast, the ball reached the stadium's lower seats and landed hard on one of the fans, precisely a junior fan that was only 2 years old. The crowd shrieked concern and then went completely silent. Everyone was shaken. The stadium turned into complete chaos. People started reacting to the tragedy all at once, trying to do something to help. The people that were near came to her for aid, including the girl's grandparents that were the ones that took her to the game. One man was also trying to stop the blood from coming out of her injured face. Down on the field, everyone went completely silent. The game was stopped at once, and the players were all looking stunned. The break from the game lasted for 4 minutes, and some players stopped to pray for the little girl. All the players were looking for ways to help, and some even lent their baseball bats for support. But the most shaken player in that stadium that day was, without a doubt, Frazier. Videos of the event showed how sorry and shocked he was over the horrible accident. He ended up in a squatting position with that look of guilt and worry that we all know very well. Because of the concern, Frazier started to stab his bat into the ground. You could almost see all the questions and doubts popping into his brain. The child was carried out of the stadium, and the game resumed. Although the girl was already being treated, the nightmare remained for the players a little longer. They stayed emotional for the entire game that was left, and sometime afterwards. The press also said that Frazier left the accident on a personal level. "I thought of my kids, you know," Frazier told CBS News. "I have 2 kids under 3 years old, and I hope she's all right." Additionally, he tweeted for people to keep this beautiful girl in your prayers tonight. The girl was taken straight away to New York Presbyterian Columbia University Medical Center. Her face was all covered in blood. WABC New York spoke to her father, who was apparently shaken, and he said it was too early to tell if the little girl was going to need surgery. "She's doing all right. Just keep her in your thoughts," he asked reporters. This time, people noticed that the past was repeating itself. It hadn't been more than 6 months since another accident like this one happened at the same Yankee Stadium. It was early 2017, on May 24th, when pieces of a broken bat also harmed a little boy who was sitting very close to the girl's position. There's a safety net in Yankee Stadium, but it seems that it doesn't stretch past home plate near the dugout. So it's no surprise that fans and even players and administrators have asked for proper arrangements to make the stadium more safe. Authorities responded saying that they knew about the problem since 2015. At the same time, some other stadiums have learned from the previous accidents and have introduced more safeguards. The Mets expanded the netting at their Citi Field ground. After this, the Yankees were pushed to make the same action by council member for New York City, Rafael Espinal. "No one should ever go to a baseball game and leave severely injured," Espinal Jr. told ESPN on September 21st, 2017. And the Yankees delivered. They agreed 100% with Espanyol and decided to reveal plans to extend the protective netting in their stadium. The idea was published in January of 2018. By that time, it was known that the little girl had a fractured skull due to the accident. The impact with the ball left her bleeding on the brain and extreme swelling in both eyes. The girl's slowly recovering, and it seems like Frazier has also been incredibly supportive of her family. He made some calls, mainly when she was still in the hospital. Since then, we'd spoken from time to time, the girl's father told the New York Post on April 14th, 2018. He didn't have to do that. The Mets are lucky to have him, and our family will always be fans of Todd Frazier.